This is none of your goddamn business who it is. But my horse told me recently, and my horse does talk like Mr. Ed, that there was going to be an adventure to have. Like there was going to be a woman or a man, possibly, who's going to going to perform an adventure. That is, they're going to ride the horse. They're going to perform the adventure, and the adventure will be fantastic. What is the adventure? Right now, in the state of Israel, are two men and a Mercedes, which is a nice car, talking about the potential adventure today. Their adventure is a venture, which is to say they're interested in, well, prospects, like miners. Anyway, there's a guy I know, not nobody you know, because you don't know nobody, who's a miner. And this miner told me recently, when he was talking to me, and he's a blind man, but he's had a slight stroke. But he told me that when Hitler was, basically deciding on whether to invade Russia, which of course he did, the general staff, the German general staff, was trying desperately to stop Hitler from, well, pretty much fucking up so much. Hitler had a problem with flatulence. I've heard, there's rumors, as someone's written about it, somebody who was actually in meetings with Hitler. When Hitler would come in the room, evidently, he'd blow a lot of farts. Yeah, he had a problem with flatulence. Nobody knows why. I mean, I don't know. Hitler was also taking drugs. Somebody said that Hitler only had one testicle. I don't know. I never met Hitler. My alter ego did, but then she's she. Who is she? Hannah Truly, of course. That's my alter ego. My alternate identity. But I'm going to try to curtail this because I'm being tailed right now. The Israelis and the Palestinians right now, somewhere in Washington, D.C. area, are having a meeting, possibly at the State Department, possibly at Foggy Bottoms. I know because I'm stationed in the Washington, D.C. area, Fort Meade, Maryland. I work for the NSA. Now, there's a man named David Snowden who revealed a lot of secrets, but put them on the internet, published them. He eventually fled to Russia. And he stayed at the airport, and recently he was allowed by the Russian authorities to stay in Russia. Now I'm gonna read you a little bit of history. There was an FBI agent named Hansen. Evidently, he had somehow become involved in pornography on the internet. And he was a devout Catholic too. That's interesting. But they said that he revealed a lot of secrets because, I don't know, for whatever reason, but it has something to do with the fact that somebody had tried to target him because of his proclivities. That is to say, his desire for pornography and sexual adventures. All right. But I believe Hansen was actually working for the CIA, was actually engaged in a very important operation which was successful. Unfortunately for him, he did get jail time. Now, the thing is, in Washington State, you can smoke pot, but not on the street. I'm on the street, but I'm in Copenhagen. Anyway, I gotta get this shut down. This is a story. According to, well, sources and history, Hitler was targeted by a group of generals, codenamed Valkyrie was the operation, to kill him with a bomb by placing it in a meeting where he would attend. Strangely enough, Hitler left the meeting suddenly and the bomb went off, but didn't kill him, but he got really fucking pissed off. In the same vein, and this is of course a story, the Israelis had a group, anyway, and according to a story by John Le Carre called The Little Drummer Girl, and they tried to figure out who was bombing embassies in Germany. It turned out it was a Palestinian, someone before Al-Qaeda even existed. And they had a trademark signature twisted wire. They call it a short wire. Now, if you're listening to me now, you know exactly what I'm saying. It's a very short time now. The Israelis will be targeted by a bomb that will be placed in the meeting room where they're holding meetings with the Palestinians to promote peace. The second meeting, which is to say they'll walk in, they'll greet each other, and then they'll do some paperwork, and then they'll walk out, they'll have some refreshments. One of the Palestinians will leave a package, very, very, very small package with a very, very powerful bomb that is be set to go off as soon as one of the Israelis comes into the room. Unfortunately, has been tagged with a signaling device they don't know exists, because they had contact with Palestinians or someone who supports the Palestinian cause. When the Israelis go into the room the second time, the bomb will go off within 10 seconds of them entering the room. Now the thing is, it looks like the Palestinians would be late. Why won't the Palestinians come in the room the same time the Israelis? Well, they know the bomb's going to go off. They don't want to get killed. They want the Israelis to be killed. So, this is a story. This is a story, but it is also the truth. Right now, two men and a Mercedes in Israel are talking over the prospects of an adventure. And this adventure is a venture. The venture is, if we kill all the Israelis, this meeting, and cause an uproar, and it will devastate the U.S. government, cause Barack Obama to look like look bad. Well, all hell will break loose. So help me God. Or the devil, whichever you prefer. Now, we don't want that to happen, so I got to report that my story is true. And I wrote it many years from now. How long did you write it? How long ago did you write it? I wrote it 1.3 trillion years into the future. 1.3 trillion years ago, in the future, I'm writing a story about how the Israelis delegation was killed on July 29th, 2013 in Washington, D.C. by a Palestinian bomb. I write that story. The thing is, though, history is never set. So I can unwrite it as well as I can write it. But how long do you live now? I live forever. Why? Who do you think created this universe? Who sustains it? Of course. Anyway. But the problem is I'm very fragile. Because I have this corpus. I get a cold too, and I get very, very, very upset when I'm around these things. I have a very bad allergy. I get the hives when I, get around them. So I'm going to go. If you don't believe me, ask my boss, David Petraeus.